Wow, what a nice audience. In 1979, I started junior high, and my first day in class, my friend Rodney, we're all sitting around, and actually it was gym class, and I'm like, I see my little buddy Rodney, and I say, hey Rodney, how you doing? And he goes, hey Presse, shut up, you faggot. That's my very first day of junior high. It stuck. I was set for the next 5 years, and it just got worse. My very first day of grade 8, I walk in, and there's this big guy named Danny. Big Danny, I called him. And I walk in, and I'm trying to be confident, right? I'm trying to be confident, because I had a tough first year, but I'm going to be confident now. So I walk in, and again, hey Presse, you faggot. All right. It was terrible. It was funny now, not so funny back then. Not so funny back then. When I was in grade 10, my sister said, you know, Martin, those people you call your friends, they don't even like you. I was like, what? They're my friends. We've been friends for 4 or 5 years. We have lunch together every day. She said, no, you don't. They sit near you. They don't sit with you. Do you know the difference? I'm saying, no, what's the difference? I mean, I'm sitting with my friends. She's like, they don't invite you to their parties. They don't talk to you. They don't laugh at your jokes. Do they even know when your birthday is? I said, I don't know, I guess not. She said, did you know that they all went to play basketball last Saturday? Did they invite you out to the basketball game? Ouch. Ouch. These were people I thought were my friends. So I started to really pay attention. Started paying attention. So, you know, the next day I went to the lunchroom, I sat down, and they sat down away from me. So I got up, and I moved over, and I sat down with them. Nobody spoke a word. I had never noticed that before. They just were putting up with me, but not really including me in the conversation. Well, that night, I went home, and I sat in my father's basement of the house, and put a gun to my head. I'd had enough. I started thinking about what it would be like when my dad came downstairs and saw my brains on the floor, on the wall. I started thinking, there's got to be a way out of this. I can't do that to my family, to the couple of friends that I actually did have. I put the gun down, went back to school the next day. 2 weeks later, I was assaulted by a teacher. It happens more often than we think. It happens more often than we think. I didn't say a word. I went back downstairs that night and sat again in my father's basement and put a gun to my head again. And this time I was determined. Nothing would stop me from doing it. And as I sat there thinking, I have one friend, and I think everybody has that one friend that makes a difference. Raise your hand if you can think of one friend right now that makes a difference. Everybody has one friend. You need to learn to think differently. You need to learn to think for yourself. You need to learn to think and to expect different things of yourself. You need to stop thinking like the crowd. You need to be an individual. You need to be different. You need to be different. Now, as I'm sitting there with a gun, I'm like, how different is this? This is whacked. This is insanity. I put the gun down, and the very next day I started doing things differently. I walked right by the cafeteria where all my friends My so-called friends were sitting, and they all watched, and they're all like, where's he going? I remember catching that sort of look in their eyes as I'm walking by. And I walked right into the gym, and I started working out. I started lifting weights, doing push-ups, stretching, running. I started working out, because here is the thing about being different. When you're different, you do things that most people are not willing to do. I'd always wanted to be fit and buff. Can you tell? Joke, I'm not. All right, this guy right here, stand up. This guy right here, Gizmo, stand up. That's fit and buff, all right? All right. But that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be that guy. So I started working out. I started doing things differently. And all of a sudden, guess what I found? People that thought like me were doing the same things that I was doing. And all of a sudden I realized, hey, wait a minute, I do have friends. These are the people that I should have been hanging out with the whole time. And guess what? I like reading. I like going to the library. That was different. A lot of kids don't like going to the library. Do you like going to the library? Yes! All right, good. See, there's a few of you. Awesome! If you are different, and that's the message I want to give you today, if you are different, good for you. Stay different.